Hi, my name is Jim Pendree. Welcome to blog number 3. The title of this blog is What Actually Works Today in Marketing and What Doesn't. I built a great business in network marketing in the late 80s and the 90s and after. I maintained that business, but it's the best thing I ever did. And the business was still great after my wife and I parted 20 years ago and split the business. So again, best thing I ever did. Now, I mentioned network marketing. Now, some of you may not be that familiar with network marketing, but you're more familiar with the term of brand advocate or social influencer, but it's all marketing. It's just that network marketing, there's a tiered system to it, which adds more complexity. But today, let's just talk about marketing and getting attention. 10 years ago, it started becoming very clear that the way we communicated with each other was changing with social media. Now, I had built my business with relationships. We spent time together, we did meetings together, we sat in living rooms together, we ate together, laughed together, traveled together, right? And we tracked this for years that the people we spent time with were by far our most solid customers and our most solid business builders. So along comes social media and with the idea that you can post your way to success, and I could not understand. In fact, it was an insult to my experience building this business. But I started reading books. I even hired a consultant on the issue, and I still just couldn't get it. But I saw people who were successful building their businesses with social media. At least they gave the illusion that they were successful. I was never sure if they were actually building their network marketing business or if it was just names on a page with zeros beside their names and if they were making their money from selling courses. But I was determined to figuring it out. So finally, 3 years ago, I really dug in and I started taking courses. I hired 2 coaches and I just went at it. So I built a new site, I built a blog, I built a Facebook business page, I built Facebook group pages. Learned video editing or video production first, and then how to build marketing funnels, and I learned it all. And I was actually suffering from anxiety because it was so stressful learning all that information and the long hours I was putting in. And so the first question I had is, who else could do this, right? People are busy, they've got kids to raise, they've got jobs. In my case, I didn't. I could just stay home and just really go after it. And I also started experimenting on people and young people, middle-aged people, and with just a little bit of it, and their eyes would glaze over like they could not handle it. So the question is how could I rally a big organization around this style of marketing? Now, one of my coaches had said to me, more than once, is that, Jim, you are a network marketer. You network, you build relationships, you establish trust, and you market. Internet marketing and social media marketing takes advanced skills. He said, you may see some woman who with her fuzzy slippers and it looks like she's hanging around the house building this big organization, this big business, but really she's got a team of people working behind her. The one thing that we need to clarify is that there's basically 2 types of sales. So in the first case, you're looking for a repeat buyer that maybe buys for years or decades. And in that case, chances are the relationship is going to need to be established for you to keep that customer. And hopefully if they're happy, they'll go on to share with other people. And that's ideal for network marketing. Now, in the other case, you're just going to hopefully sell them a one-time deal, and maybe you'll sell them something later. In that case, the relationship doesn't necessarily need to be established. You just need to have the right wording to attract them. And that leads us to our next point, is that to market today, we first have to understand what's needed in the marketplace, because it's changed in the last few decades. So what doesn't work today, or what's the problems today? The first problem is that people are distracted. We live in a time of distractions and where people have no attention span. The second one is that people are so overloaded just keeping up with change and just keeping up with their busy lives that their brain is full. They got no space anymore. It's like your computer, your iPhone when it's full. And the last one is that we are oversold. We are so inundated with marketing messages and people trying to sell us stuff, we just immediately just say no. As soon as we think someone is trying to sell us something, we block them out. We put them on mute and don't pay attention. So does it mean that they don't want to improve their life or that they're not interested in what you have? No, it just means that if you don't explain it properly where they can quickly make a decision about it, they're just going to say no because they don't want to hear the spiel. They don't want to have to take the time to try to figure it out. So if you've worked in marketing or sales for a while, You probably have had an experience where you think back about some woman that you met or some guy you met, and you started them on your product and you're like, wow, what did I say that day? What did I do? Chances are that they just connected with the problem that you solved because they wanted to solve it too. And so in the perfect world, when we market, that's really what we're doing. You're mentioning a problem that you solve, and ideally the pain or the frustration that they're experiencing because of that problem, and that you've solved it. It's like calling a name into a crowd of people. The people with that name are obviously going to look, and some other people are probably going to look too. So let's look at some examples of what doesn't work. I'm a distributor for XYZ company. I market wellness products. I market weight loss products. I market skincare. Rarely works, rarely. You might fluke it and happen to get one once in a while, but rarely. There needs to be a problem that you're solving, and knowing that you've solved the problem that they have. It's got to be a kind of a combination in there, which I'll give you some examples. Something else, if you said something techie like, I market scientifically proven nutraceuticals absorbed at the cellular level, like something like that, like they would run from that. Or I work with a group of entrepreneurs to help create sustainable financial futures. Like, what does that even mean? And these are the kind of things that people say sometimes, and they think, ooh, that sounds really cool. But they never care about what you know. They only care about something that they want to solve. So it's really important to understand that you need to talk in terms of problems and solutions. Now, the next thing is sounding like a specialist instead of a jack of all trades. So I'm going to give you an example. So it starts off with, I help people lose weight. Now, I help women lose weight. So automatically, if someone said that versus the first one, you go, oh. And then if I said, I help women with 100 pounds to lose weight. So now you'd automatically think, oh, they must really know something. Or I help women with 100 pounds to lose who've made several attempts to lose weight. Or you could say, I help women with 100 pounds to lose who've made several attempts to try to lose it and keep it off. You see, each one gets more and more specific. So now if you were the person and that applied to you, and you heard someone say that, you'd think, wow, that person gets me. And you probably ask them for more information. So that's the idea of becoming more specialized and more detailed. And then you could add in some pain and suffering there about women. I help women with 100 pounds to lose who've tried many times to lose it, and they're completely depressed about it, or they're suffering from anxiety because they haven't been able to find a solution to lose it and keep it off like I did, right? So then they know, wow, this person really knows what they're doing, and they went through it. So they can clearly identify it. So from my experience, trainers are using the same style they always have, and it's more about hunting instead of solving specific problems for specific people. And it used to work, but it doesn't now for the reasons that I gave earlier. It's more about talk to more people, be more positive, spend more time on social media, build those friendships and build those relationships. And the relationships are important because that's crucial. There's got to be some trust there. But it's easier to find people who are looking for what you have. Now, if you want to get a better understanding of this, I have a free report. It's called 11 Facts That Could Change Everything. And I just produced a course that I'm really excited about. And it's called Why Can't I Sell My Stuff and What to Do About It. You can find both of these on the homepage of jimpendree.com. So I hope you check those out, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.